It's pretty good too, man.
Spot on.
You need to go up and go, I'm your son.
I actually worked for Gene on the Family Jewel show. I know Gene.
Yeah,
So,
there
yeah,
the episode with the the apprentice, not the apprentice, not the you were an assistant.
yeah.
Yeah, I watched that show. You know what? I hate the fact that I watched that show because I was a huge Kiss fan before, and all it made me feel like afterwards was that Gene Simmons' head is just a little too big.
He's been around for 40 years. What do you expect? You know,
No, I know, but I'm just it just kind of like ruined the illusion for me.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I think part of it's a gimmick. He's a businessman and he's a nice guy. You know what I mean? So
seems like it, but just.
when I was there, I had these cut off mummy print gloves, and he's like, "Hey, you, come here. Let me get those for you." You know what I mean? He just tells cheesy jokes, and I'm like,
Yeah, just little puns. So some of your films have like a very trauma feel to them. I mean, was the trauma catalog something that inspired you?
"Well, I actually used to intern for Trauma. That's how I started in the film business. That's how I got to know Lloyd Kaufman and Debbie Rochon very well. So
But Lloyd Kaufman seems very cool.
I love Trauma. My ties run deep with Trauma. So, and I've probably seen about every movie Trauma has to offer because when you work there, they don't pay you; they just give you DVDs. So
There you go.
I've probably seen more Trauma movies than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. When I was in high school, they were always showing trauma on TV. So I mean, it wasn't a weekend when we weren't watching Surf Nazis Must Die and Mother's Day,
Home Cooking. I love that movie.
Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town.
Hey, that's Billy Bob Thornton's first movie.
That is Billy Bob. Yeah. But then I mean, I'm not surprised you know that you worked at trauma.
Full of trauma tidbits.
as we look down, you're not sitting on a chair. It's just nothing but like DVD cases. Yeah.
Throwing of trauma movies.
No, that's cool. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed is that, like I said, they have a trauma feel to them, and I'm not surprised. I mean, from what I understand, a lot of people start out at trauma on the East Coast.
Yeah, well, Trauma's the longest running independent film company. So, and and they're really supportive of independent filmmakers. You know what I mean? That's something that I will say. Wood Kaufman really supported me from the beginning. He's like, "Oh, you want to make movies? Cool, I'm here to help." You know what I mean? So, great.
Yeah, I mean, without trauma, we wouldn't have the beautiful Tiffany Shepis.
That's right. Tiffany's great. I got a funny Tiffany story. Tiffany's a good friend of mine, so we were at a show together, and it's me, Debbie Rochon, and Tiffany hanging out in Kansas, and some guy comes up to me. He's like, "You look so familiar." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's because I'm famous." Like it's a joke. And so Tiffany goes, she just looks at the guy and goes, "Yeah, he's famous, a famous asshole." And I was like, "Yeah, Tiffany, but I'm famous nevertheless." You know, no ball buster.
That's funny. So I want to get around to talking about Bite School. If you can let some stuff out about Bite School.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it. So I know Genevieve Rossi is going to play Succarella, the snaggletooth. Trying to think of how she described herself last week.
The snaggletooth seductress of the night.
There you go.
Public access horror host of a bad movie television station. You know what I mean? She's a Elvira Bush.
So, kind of like a Rhonda Shear meets Elvira.
Yeah.
So Howard, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's a funny. Her role is a funny bit. You know what I mean? Because let me give you the whole overview. So if you're just not like, "Hey, the movie sounds ridiculous," but it's ridiculous. But let me just give it to you.
Hey, that's that.
So So
but I
I
wouldn't.
play Playboy millionaire Tony Canoni, and I lose my fortune unless I go back get my GED. So amongst that, I get caught in between Yakuza and a satanic vampire cult. While
Of
in night
course.
school, I fall for this vampire princess, and her best friend Spat, who is this talking animatronic robot bat, because he turned into a bat and forgot how to turn back into a person. Watch this show. It's very cynical, and there's a lot of satire in the whole vampire culture. It's like there really were vampires. They're watching all this vampire media and saying it's terrible, and they make fun of movies like Underworld and saying they glorify this disease, and there's no real vampires running around in black leather pants because they can't afford leather. You know what I mean? They always have to bring in some English foppish actor to play like the bad guy, the head, Count Succula.
Yeah.
That's it. That's spiteful.
It it sounds like Mario Bava might have made this film already. I just-
I love Bob. That's why Billy Walton's character in Ice Player got this name, Joe Baba.
Yeah, dude, this is the movie. I mean, like I said before, I love Cool as Hell. I love Catch a Day, but this is the one I'm looking forward to. I love vampire films, and I'm waiting to see what you can do with a robot that doesn't know how to turn back into. I love that. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be crazy. And I say it's a vampire movie that doesn't suck. That's how I've been spinning it. You know what I mean? I'm going to the bloodiest vampire movie in a long time. I think that the vampire genre is so great, and a lot of people they don't go for the blood. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I mean. The one after this has got to be a werewolf film, man.
yeah, I think we talked about that before. I don't
Yeah,
want to announce anything, but I've had some ideas for some vampire movies kicking around, so we'll see. Time will tell for Acid Bath Productions.
yeah. That's the thing. I love your animated acid bath, the burning lady.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Brittany McGone hand drew that. That's all like cells, not the CGI or computer. She like sat down, and that's why it looks so cool.
It's crazy. It's one of the coolest things, and there's just no one out there doing that. It's like they're like, oh yeah, we have a production company. We're called Flying Dog, and it's just a flying dog. It's like there's no fun in it anymore.
Flying Dog. I like that production company.
Well,
Flying
I try.
Dog. The movie.
I tried to put two things together so I didn't sound like I was actually ripping anybody off. Yeah.
Flying Dog.
Flying Dog,
Forward to their next film.
Dog Wonder, you know.
Of course they make dog movies. What else would they make? It's like Airbud, but it's a superhero dog.
Well, no, they're just called Flying Dog. They'll make anything they want.
I can't believe you're arguing the semantics of this fake production.
I'm not arguing anything. I'll just no, but yeah, bicycles.
That's not what Flying Dog makes.
Yeah,
I know.
I know. I made up the name. Nice. So bicycle sounds cool. How much longer before we see finished?
I'd say early next year.
Okay.